Good morning. Welcome everyone. We are on the precipice of another HYROX ticket release. HYROX Birmingham will go on sale in about 45 minutes. I've got all my windows open, ready and waiting. But I am particularly pessimistic about this release. I have been unlucky at the last couple of Birminghams. Despite having got tickets in the end, none of them were acquired through the buying through the website. On the day of release. So this is my home event. It kicks me in the nuts to not be able to get to this event because it's only down the road. You know, I can go to Glasgow, I can go to Cardiff, I can go to London. But the one that's just around the corner, the one that I haven't got to get up at the crack of dawn for, this is the one that I struggle to get the tickets for the most. And I think that's because it's centrally located. It attracts people from both ends of the country. So this is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek look at the ticket buying process, right? I'm not being too serious. I'm not being too critical. It's just observations about frustrations, right? Everything I feel in these videos is often felt by lots of people out there, and lots of people resonate with me, and lots of people use the videos I make as a way of venting. Let's have a bit of a catch up. The last couple of days, the volunteer codes have gone out and there's the usual confusion surrounding those. So some people get them, some people don't. And the affiliate codes go out. Now there's lots and lots and lots of noise about this at the moment on the forums and Instagram. People are fuming. Certainly the affiliates themselves who get a code, give it out to all of their members only to find out that code doesn't work. By the time they've sorted it out, the tickets are all sold. There is obviously only a finite amount of tickets for affiliates, so it is as much of a bun fight as any of the HYROX tickets is now, and that's simply because they've oversubscribed the affiliates. There's too many members in the affiliated gyms. It's not a perk that they can honour to everyone. Now I'm not an affiliate. I'm in the bun fight with the general population, so it's going to be a free-for-all, and I'm going to be sort of firing up the computer here. I'm going to have lots of different windows open. I'm going to have my phone open. I'm going to be trying lots of different things and keeping an eye out for patterns and behaviours in how the ticketing mechanism works this time out. Like I said, it's not always been the same. The last 4 ticket releases, they've all been subtly different. Something's changed each time. It feels very trial and error from HYROX's perspective, that I don't think they're ever going to find something that's perfect because of this. It's simply a supply and demand issue at the end of the day. Right, I think that's enough introduction. We shall now eagerly await the 12 o'clock kickoff, assuming that it actually happens at 12, and then we shall get started. I will record the screens. I will try everything I can to be in the right place at the right time to get a ticket. Whether I do or don't, I've documented it anyway. Okay, welcome. I am just about getting everything set up. The time is 11:15, and I thought that this might be a little bit too early for things to start happening. Well, I've immediately started to see the queue appear, right? The queue has started to manifest on a couple of my devices. Now remember guys, I make these videos about getting tickets a bit tongue-in-cheek, right? I'm not taking it too seriously. There's a solid chance that I'm not going to get a ticket, even though I'm doing as much as I can to try and get one. Now I know it seems a little bit over the top with all of this stuff, with the multiple browsers and the multiple screens, devices, but you would be naive to think that everybody else wasn't doing that. They are. As soon as you realize that every single device is essentially an extra chance of getting a ticket, you're going to get your phone out, you're going to get your partner's phone out, you're going to get the kid's blooming iPad on it, you're going to be doing all of that. And that's because they've put out this system that is vulnerable to multiple device entry. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So if you don't get a ticket today, and there's a rock solid chance that I'm not going to get a ticket today, then go and find other things to do. Don't just go away in a humph. Go onto other websites. Go to Deadly Dozen, go to Spartan Decker, go to Level 7. Go to any of these events and you are going to have a fantastic time. Okay, so all of the queues have now all started to change, right? They've all started to change into the countdown into the waiting room. At the stroke of 12, I expect these all to change into a queue position, at which point it is a massive roll of the dice. Like I said, this is all to determine if there's any kind of pattern or trend. It is obviously a way of increasing your odds. Like I said, this is comparable to buying a lottery ticket. You can buy multiple lottery tickets, but how many times have you done that and simply not won? So one of the biggest changes to this release of tickets in Birmingham and the 25-26 season moving forward is the introduction of the Flexi ticket. This is an additional £15 charge that you can opt to put onto your ticket. This means that you can get a refund up to 7 days before the event, or a 50% refund 1 day out from the event. There are other caveats, like if you're in a doubles, you can change just one of the names, or you can similarly get a refund close to the event. And those tickets will just be reabsorbed into HYROX and they will sell them on however they choose. Now, for the people that don't choose the Flexi option, this now concretes your ticket to you. You cannot get a refund, you cannot sell it to somebody else. You have two choices. You go to the event or you waste your ticket. They're your options. So really think about it when you're adding it to basket. If you're prone to injury or you're not quite sure, it might be worth paying that extra. Now, the side effect of this is that it essentially merges the second-hand ticket market. The people that have spent a lot of time and effort to create a safe space for selling tickets on to avoid all of the scamming, it will essentially do away with all of that. And at the bottom of this list of things that they've introduced is you must personalize your tickets upon purchase. So if I inevitably get a ticket, if I end up lucky enough to get a ticket today, I will have to personalize that to me, thus concreting it to me. Okay, so we have now under 3 minutes to go. I wonder how many people up and down the country have taken an early lunch, or are skiving from work, or have pulled over at the side of the road, telling the kids to shut up, mummy and daddy need to concentrate. How many people are just wasting time waiting for this? And this is only the start of the queue, and the queue starts when this countdown stops. So this is only stage 1, and this is only drop 1. There is another instance of this happening again at 5 PM. So if I am unsuccessful now, then I will return at 5. Now, I would rather not do that because I have a list of jobs that I need to get done. I would rather be being a productive member of society outside of this queue. And I would imagine lots of people would also like to be getting about their days. 1:30 to go, guys. 1:30 to go. Oh, anxiety. I mean, I know that the great majority of people out there that have not gone quite to this much effort that would likely just breeze a ticket, right? And this further reinforces my fact that you could do all of this and still not get a ticket. Now, it'll be interesting to see if there's any pattern, because I kind of populated these windows this way. So if these are lower and these are higher, then there is some sort of logic to it. And then I'll be questioning how random is. Right, we're into the last minute. Here we go, guys. So good luck to everybody out there. At this point in time, I don't know whether I've got a ticket or not. And I'm in the same boat as everybody else. All we can do is cross our fingers and hope that one of these browsers spits out a number that's below 1,000. I don't like the fact that these are counting down faster than these, but they're almost out by 10 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, right. Right, 2,000, that one's come up. 4,000. 14,000, 15,000, 16,000, 7,000. My God! So 2,232 is the best I've got out of all of these windows. Wow, I feel a bit screwed here. There's only 2 that are below 10,000. How messed up is that? Oh, I'm going to be coming back at bloody 5 o'clock, ain't I? Don't like any of these numbers. I'm pretty sure anything the wrong side of 2,000 is not going to get a men's open ticket. Jesus. Oh, I don't want to come back at 5. I just want to get this done. And I've got decorating to do. I need to go to the shops. To get an impression of how many people are currently in this queue. 18,491. Now that's not reflective of the amount of people, but the amount of instances. So there may only be 10,000 people. My best number out of all of those windows was just over 2,000. Now I'd like to hope that in all of the categories there is more than 2,000 tickets across all of the categories. So let's assume that there's 1,000 men's open tickets in this lot. I'd like to think that I could still get a men's open ticket out of this. It's very frustrating. I'm at 136. It's going to go in any second. None of these have worked, right? These have all crapped out. These are all many thousands, right? I'm going to get my credit card out ready. Not that it makes much of a difference how quickly I smash my number in. It should, in theory, reserve me a spot while I'm, filling it all out. Okay. Let's have it. 71. Would I race on a Thursday? Maybe, but no one would come with me. Would I do pro? Maybe, but that's at the end of the day. I haven't got anyone to race with, so I can't do doubles, and it needs me to personalise my ticket. So it's a me, myself, and I situation. 34, right, here we go. Yes, I've got a laptop as well, by the way. Right, here we go. Saturday. Sold out men's. Oh, no. No. Okay. Thursday. I could go on a Thursday. Do I go on a Thursday? You know what? What I might do is book the Thursday men's with the flexi ticket option and then try again later. Okay, so Saturday is sold out, right? So I'm going for the Thursday. Now I don't want to do the Thursday, so I've added the flexi option to my ticket. And if I can do better later, then I will, but I've at least got a ticket and I'm going. It's not what I wanted, but in the absence of anything else. Right. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back at 4:30. I'm going to enter a bunch of queues. I'm going to try something on the next wave to see if it pays any dividends. I'm going to be adding myself to the queue right before it sorts people out. That will prevent the countdown clock drifting, because I noticed that these all drifted. I entered these queues really early, and over that half an hour of counting down, drifted out by almost a minute. So by the time that they got issued their numbers, all the lower numbers had been taken. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. Right, I'm going to go try and salvage something of this day, go get some jobs done, and I will be back shortly. Okay guys, welcome back. We are about to get the second drop, the 5 p.m. drop of tickets to HYROX Birmingham. This is the last chance for people to get a ticket in this way. Earlier on I got a ticket for the Thursday, and this is not my normal preferred day. I like to go out on the Saturday so that people that work during the week can come and support me on the weekend. But in this particular case, I couldn't get one of those tickets, so I had to make do for the Thursday. I had considered coming back at 5 to try again for the Saturday, but I've since realised that that week is in fact half-term week, and that frees up Holly to come with me and do the filming, pending some babysitters, of course. So I'm going to stick with the Thursday ticket. I'm lucky to get that ticket as it is. So what I'm actually going to be doing is still joining the queue. It sounds like madness, right? But I saw a bit of a pattern early, and for the sake of the video, I want to see if it's true. I noticed that when you join the waiting room countdown clock much ahead of time, like a lot of people will be doing, I noticed that the clocks were slowly drifting from the real clock. This was made more obvious when I logged in another device and joined the queue, and the time was much closer on the more recently signed in device than it was the ones that had been ticking over for ages. So these clocks, I feel, are drifting. So what I'm going to do on this one, right before, at around maybe 30 seconds from kickoff, I'm going to join this one. In theory, this one will get a lower number than this one that's been ticking over for a while. It's just a theory, but I want to prove it. Now, even if I do get to the front of the queue, I will not be buying a ticket. I'm not allowed. But I mean, I'm going on Thursday already. So yes, already got a ticket for Birmingham. But for the sake of you guys, I just want to sort of do my best to pick out patterns that might help you guys in the future. So, all right. Okay, so I'm going to test my theory now. We have 1 minute 30 to go. I've got 3 separate instances where I'm going to join the queue. In theory, these ones will do better than the one that's been sitting at the waiting room. Okay, that's what I'm trying to prove. So I'm going to do one of these at exactly 1 minute. Right, 1 minute exactly, according to that. Athlete, you are now online. Joining the waiting room. Right, there's not a lot of drift, but there is. This one is almost an entire second faster. You wouldn't think that would make much of a difference, but earlier, when I was sat in this queue from the beginning, that gap had become bigger, had become more. Right, next one is 30 seconds. Let's go. So it's this one, now entering the queue. Finally, this one's going to be done at about 5 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm not sure if this one's even going to make it. $917. That one's gone in first, exactly as I predicted. That's now 5,000. It's not exactly gone in line, but the one I had first is 10,000. Look at that. Tell me there's not a bit of value in that for somebody that sitting in the queue for 30 minutes will not yield you the best results. Though that was at 900 a second ago, now it's already 1,200. How has that happened? How has 300 more people just jumped ahead of me? Madness. Okay, I'm on 124 now in the queue. This was the last window that I joined in the waiting room. So sort of prove that point from earlier, my little theory that the longer you're in the waiting room, the bigger your number becomes. Who knew? I'm quickly going to check the men's opens on the Saturday to see if there are in fact any tickets left. I mean, I've only been in the queue for 1,000 places. If the men's opens is sold out, there's a good chance they were sold out before this even started. 31, okay, here we go. By the time I'd made my way through 1,000 people, the men's opens in the second drop of tickets had in fact sold out. Okay then, quick recap, what have we learned from today? At 12 o'clock today, it was the first drop of tickets. Half an hour before that, I had up to 10 different browsers and incognito windows all sat in the waiting room with the clock counting down from 30 minutes all the way down to 0. What I hadn't realized is that these had slowly drifted out of sync with the actual clock, only by several seconds. But what this actually meant, anyone who joined the waiting room after me would likely have got a better queue position, simply because it would process theirs before these ones that hadn't even counted down yet. So, and I tested this in the 5 p.m. release. I did exactly that. I signed one of them in much ahead of time, let it count down slowly all the way to the 5 p.m. release. And then right before the 5 p.m., I joined 3 other browsers to see if they would do any better. And the last one, the one that joined right at the 5 seconds to go, did the best. Not only did that do the best, it meant that I got to the front of the queue and there's lots of tickets left. Interestingly though, there wasn't any for the men's open on Saturday, even though I was only 1,000th in the queue. Anyway, I will be going on the Thursday, and as I said earlier, I thought that that was an impractical day for me, but it is in fact half term, so I've changed my mind. I am happy to be going on the Thursday, the first day of competition at HYROX Birmingham. This will be my 4th Birmingham in a row. This will be my 17th HYROX, so I'm very much looking forward to going and doing it and doing my very best. This was always going to be the event that I needed to step up after my previous Birmingham event, where I was absolutely broken before I'd even started. So I'll be very much looking forward to going back to my local HYROX and getting it done. Right, if you guys have got any value from this video, if you've learned anything, if you're going to do things differently in the future as a result of what we've done today, please give the channel a subscribe. I mean, I make these videos just to be observational, do a little bit tongue-in-cheek about the whole process. I know a lot of people miss out, and I know it's very sad, and my heart goes out to those of you that have really got invested in HYROX. This is always going to be a problem, and the noise around the affiliations is getting louder. I think HYROX needs to start to pay attention to that before it gets too bad. With regards to everybody else and all of those people that did in fact get tickets, who persevered, or maybe you found different ways of doing it, just say hi in the comments down below. Or if you happen to be at HYROX on that Thursday, please come and say hi. I will be out at HYROX London Olympia next week, and the month after that I will be at HYROX Cardiff. So if you see me out and about, do come and say hello. All right, subscribe. All right, see you soon guys. Mart out.